and this is why I need my AR with multiple rounds. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about this story out of the Atlanta area, Georgia, Clayton County, involving a veteran homeowner who defended himself, his property, his family against potential home invaders. Now, this story is pretty interesting because some would see it as an attempted car break-in, something that's kind of small, no need for the heavy arms, all this, that, and the third. But to me, this is the exact reason why you need an AR rifle or some kind of accurate tool with 30 rounds in the magazine at least. Okay, the 5-round magazine, no semi-automatics. That's not really going to do it when you have not one, not two, but 3 people coming to your house with guns. You have no idea what they want to do. Do they want to just take your car? Do they want to take your life? Who knows? Now, before I go any further into it, let's roll the clip. In this clip, you'll see the situation. You'll hear from the homeowner. You'll get more context. And after we get done with that, I'll come back. I'll talk about what was said there. Then I'll give you the rest of my 2 cents and my deep, detailed analysis. And then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Man says he grabbed his gun and scared the group of men off. What he didn't expect is gunfire was exchanged. This all was caught on surveillance cameras. Fox 5 reporter Eric Perry is live outside the home in Clayton County. So Eric, what happened?
Yeah, Tom, Christine, honestly, what happened, that group of men picked the wrong house code to try to burglarize here. You can see the evidence on this BMW from that shootout, just riddled with gunfire. That man said he just wanted to make sure his wife was protected.
I don't want to die at home. I survived Afghanistan and everything else, and to die at home in my own yard.
The goal for Whitfield Smith was to protect his family and home early Monday morning when he noticed a group of men on his Ring camera.
I'm noticing a young man running from my neighbor's yard across my front lawn into the middle of the street to meet up with 2 other gentlemen.
One of the men made a near fatal decision.
Sprints of my driveway. I can see on camera that he's hunched down wearing a gray hoodie and he's got some kind of firearm in his hand. He reaches to try to get into my BMW that's in the driveway. The door's locked. Grab my rifle, head outside.
With flip-flops, pajama pants, and no shirt, this veteran went to war to protect his wife who was hiding inside.
Boom, 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 boom. There was one gentleman that was on the other side of the trees, and the main protagonist was right here using my truck as a shield.
At one point, he kicked off his flip-flops, races inside, puts on clothes, and comes back out. He says he didn't have time to be afraid. Only time to act.
I didn't think that they'd be shooting at me and I'd be hearing bullets whiz past me.
This father fears he would have been dead if it wasn't for his BMW to shield the nearly 24 bullets.
They said, Mr. Smith, you're very brave. You're very brave. But you're very crazy. You're very stupid. But you're very brave.
Yeah, and Mr. Smith is alive. Thankfully, no one was injured in any of this. He says that the group of men actually got away with the firearm that he had inside of his truck there. He also says that after the gunfire really erupted, they tried to break into neighbors' homes to escape. They were unsuccessful, but they are still out there. If you know anything about this, come forward to Clayton County Police. Of course, you can remain anonymous. Scary moments here in Clayton County, but that's the latest. I'm Eric Perry, Fox 5 News.
Yeah, he made it through Afghanistan, and this happens in his own front yard. Unbelievable.
Unreal.
Eric, thanks.
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, first things first, as I said from the beginning, some of y'all are going to say, well, that was overboard, ABL. He didn't need to do that. He could have just stayed in his house. They wanted his car. They wanted the gun in the car. They were just basic car thieves, just, thieves. Well, did you hear at the end where the reporter said they tried to break into other neighbors' homes to quote unquote escape? Why would you do that? Why not just run down the street? Breaking into somebody's house to escape? Maybe these people are home invaders and they've done this kind of thing before. They'll get to your car first because it's right there. So if they find something they want, okay, they got that. Matter of fact, if they find a gun in the car, which that's not a really good idea to leave a gun in the car. You know, if it's unlocked especially, that's not a good idea to leave a gun in the car. But anyway, if they get the gun, now it's like, okay, we got the gun and any other valuables. Maybe we got the car as well if there's keys, or if we can get the key fob program to take off with that. All right, we got that. Now let's go in their house and see what's going on there. I mean, if they got guns and they're creeping up on your house and there's 3 of them, why do you need 3 people to take one gun from a car, or just the car by itself? You got 3 guys because you might want to do something a little bit different. You might want to go from house to house, try to home invade, trying to do whatever. You have no idea what's going on in that moment. Now, could it have been done a little bit better? Sure. He could have come out there with some boots on or something like that. But, you know, you playing Monday morning quarterback, it's a whole lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda. The point is that you have multiple guys with guns shooting, and you need to protect yourself. Because I've seen that same situation where you got guys running up on somebody's house. They appear to be car thieves, just kind of petty criminals. And then you got 4 or 5 guys going into your house like this, totally extended, fully armed, ready to roll. Now you got yourself, you got your wife, and you got your kids inside the house. So what are you going to do to protect them? You're just going to just let it happen? You're just going to watch someone on the Ring camera break in your car, and then by the time they get to breaking into your house, they got a drop on you. Just too late. It's too late at that point. So you can call the police, and by the time the police get there, they didn't already rummage through your car, and they may be halfway in your house. So what do you do in that situation? You know, if it's me, I'm prepared. I'm trying to get myself prepared on the inside. If I got wife, kids, or whatever, I'm saying, okay, go to this particular part of the house, hide there. I had the police on the line, so they know what I'm doing. I'll try to make all that be ready. So then if I got to go out there to confront them, or if they confront me, then I'm covered. I called the police. I got the Ring camera to back me up so they can see what I see, and I'm good. Now, even through all the criticism of this man's actions, he's not going to go to jail. He won't get arrested for this. The police said he was brave but stupid. That means I probably wouldn't have done it that way, but you were brave to go out there and confront these guys, for sure, because that could have been a lot worse. These guys were trying to break into houses. They could have broken into his house. Again, if you see these guys on the Ring camera and they got guns sprinting toward your house, you know you're in danger, potentially. And you don't want to wait until the 0 hour, until the very last moment to act, to defend yourself and your family. So I understand why he did what he did. You know, some guys are calling him a pog, meaning he didn't do anything in Afghanistan. I mean, how do you really know that? Who knows what this man went through in Afghanistan? Even if he wasn't a combat veteran, which I don't know if he is or if he isn't, but even if he wasn't, he's still over there. I mean, you're still in the same place. It's still dangerous as, you know, some of the frontline guys just by being there. I'm not saying you're doing the exact same thing as the frontline guys, and he may have been a frontline guy, but the point is you're over there. Okay, so shout out to him for being a veteran and going to Afghanistan and fighting for the country, or doing things the country told him to do. You know, being a good patriot, you're over there in the military, you're following orders. That's what you got to do. So shout out to him for doing that, and shout out to him for having the appropriate tools to handle the situation. Personally, I like rifles, right? Because it's easier to control than a handgun. Even women can handle a rifle pretty easily because you got different points of contact. You got your shoulder, where you got your stock on your shoulder. You're holding it. You holding it, you know, by the grip, and then at the front of it. So you got different ways to be able to handle it. The recoil is kind of spread throughout your body versus a handgun where it's just your arms and your wrists, your fingers and all of that. That's taking all the stress of the recoil. And it's not as accurate. That's more of a conceal, hide, that kind of thing. But if I got to have a 3, 4, 5 home invader shootout and it's just me by myself, oh, I need that rifle. I need whatever I can get. If I got some flashbang grenades, if I got some smoke bombs, some real grenades, give me some of those to fight these morons off. But definitely the rifle will be the best tool in the arsenal. So again, shout out to him for displaying why you would need an AR rifle with multiple rounds in the mag. Justin Trudeau in Canada talking about, oh, you can only have 5 rounds in the mag and they're going to ban handguns. all you're going to do is leave yourself vulnerable to the criminals. Because as I close, I'm going to say this one last thing. Let's say they were to pass some kind of gun ban in Georgia, which they can't do in Georgia. Stacey Abrams running the whole gun ban thing, and she got stomped into wine by Brian Kemp in the previous governor race. And if she wants to do the same thing this time, talking about banning guns, it'd be the exact same stomping, maybe even worse. She's talking about top shelf wine. She would get stomped into top shelf wine in the governor's race by campaigning on the anti-gun platform. But different story, I digress. The point is that if they were to pass some kind of gun ban in Georgia, the criminals not going to give their guns up. These guys are out there trying to steal guns. They're going to keep the guns they already had that are now illegal. So they'll have arms. They'll come to your crib 4, 5, 6 deep, and you're totally unarmed. Who's going to have a better chance of surviving that situation? You're going to be totally at the whim of the criminals and the state. And that flies in the face of the entire point of the Second Amendment, the Constitution. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about the whole situation? Could it have been handled better? Should the guy have just stayed in the house? Should he have been more tactical? What would your reaction be to these guys on your ring cam running up on your house with guns out? Whatever your thought is, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I think that he did the best thing in that moment that he thought was correct. I mean, what do? You got guys running up on you with guns, and you got kids and the wife and everything else. Do you want to wait for them to try to break into your house, maybe even become successful, and then at that point, when they breached your house, try to fight them off? Or do you want to go outside and confront them right there? I mean, it's a choice you got to make, because maybe they might just take your gun out your car and leave, but maybe they'll take a gun out your car, then take your car, and then go in your crib and take your life. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.